today we're in the greenhouse planting seed. This is about mid-March. I'm a little bit later than I like to be, but I'm going to show you the process that we do when we plant our seedlings. Now, we do about 1/3 of our production from seed and the rest is from plugs, and I'm going to show you plugs in another video of how those plugs come in. And you watched me plant geraniums a couple weeks ago, and that was a bigger plug, and we just got some smaller ones in, so that's going to be exciting. But today we're planting tomatoes because that is the crop that everybody wants to talk about. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this potting soil. This is a totally different soil than what I showed you when I was using in the geraniums. This soil is very fine. It is also a soilless mix. There's no what we consider garden dirt in it. And it's all bark and perlite. You don't see, or excuse me, vermiculite. There's not a lot of perlite in it, although you do see some really fine, and that would be the white pieces in there. We use this because it gives us good root system development. It also gives us really good drainage, and it's going to allow those little root systems to really establish into this when it emerges from that seedling, or from that seed. Like I said, tomatoes are going to be planted today. They come in these little packages like this, just very similar to what you get when you get your own seeds to plant. The difference is sometimes when you see seeds, ours come and all of those nice little hairs that are on a tomato seed, they're gone. Whoop! I thought there was a little package in there. Anyway, they're gone off of there. I don't know if we can kind of pan in on that, but you see this little seed has all that gone, and they've taken all that off. And that allows us to sow them easier into our trays. So what we did was we took the soil, we filled the tray, then we watered it in. And then I'm simply going to take that seed. We still do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm simply going to sow it into this tray. Nothing real technical about this process, just a little bit of time consuming. When I get to the end of the row, and when I get all that planted, I'm going to take a tag. Now this is, if you're interested, I'm planting an heirloom variety this year, and this happens to be Cherokee Purple. This is the first year that I've done an heirloom variety, but I'm kind of excited about it. It's something that our customers have been asking for. And I want you to know when you ask for things, we kind of keep track of that. And when we see the interest is there, we go ahead and try to grow that for you. So I'm going to put that little tag in there so that I know what I planted. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish this tray, and then I'm going to get back with you and show you what we're going to do next. Okay, I got the tray planted, and you see all the little tags in here that this tray is completely full. Now, we're not the biggest greenhouse in the world, so of course we don't need to have one whole tray of Cherokee Purple. That would be a lot of seedlings. So I plant several different varieties into a tray, and I've got them all sown into this tray, and now I'm going to put a little cover on them. Now, not all plants need a cover over the top of them when you do them in a tray, but tomato does like a little bit of cover. So I'm going to use that same soil, and I'm going to put it on just like this. Just a light covering. It's just going to give me a little cover to go onto the bench. Now, as we talk about these varieties, because people love to talk about the varieties of tomatoes that they grow, and they love to grow tomatoes. It's the #1 gardening crop in the nation. We already talked about that heirloom variety that we're growing. The next variety in the tray is called Carnival. Now, Carnival is a plant that we couldn't get for a couple of years, and the seed is very, very erratic. If you watch my posts on Facebook at all, you'll know I was very excited when I found this tomato. And I'm going to have it for about 2 years. I bought enough seed for 2 years. And we see that happens in our industry. Is sometimes that tomato doesn't sell enough, so the company discontinues it, or they rename it, and they don't tell us what the name is. Lots of different things might happen. But the Carnival's a great, big, meaty tomato. Very, very firm tomato fruits. Doesn't crack. The next one we're planting is Better Bush. Now, the Better Bush is a great tomato if you have a container garden in your house that maybe you don't have room for a garden at your house, and so you just are growing them in pots. That's a great one for that. That is a determinate plant, so it has a very determined size that it's going to grow. and it's a real bushy plant, so you get some nice foliage on it that's going to shade that fruit, so there again that it doesn't crack or it doesn't sunburn. Then we do Super Fantastic, and that is one of the plants that I have literally grown in my greenhouse since I started here 20 some years ago when I was very young. Great little tomato. You'll love that one. Margot was new to us last year. I planted that in my own garden. I will tell you without a doubt, Margot is going back in my garden. Really great little tomato. Didn't crack, produced very well, and had nice, very good sized tomato fruits on it. Great flavor. Then, of course, the last one in here is Celebrity. And Celebrity is just a good standby tomato that we've grown also every year we've been here. You'll see that a lot of plants, in particular Carnival, that Celebrity was a parent plant for that one. When they hybridized it, they took Celebrity and made, was a parent plant to that Carnival. So it's kind of neat. You see that they take a really great variety and try to improve it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tray, I'm going to water it, and just very lightly water it in. Then I'm going to take this lid, and I'm just going to put it back in the greenhouse on my heat table, and then this little tray lid goes right over the top of it to help hold moisture in. Now I will not touch this tray other than to kind of look at it to make sure it hasn't germinated. I will leave the lid on until it's completely germinated, and then the lid comes off. We'll be transplanting these plants in about, probably 3 weeks. We'll be transplanting it, so we'll do another video the day that we start transplanting these so that you can see that process too. Thank you for your kind attention. Have a great day.